Hey, Shalom Makim. First and foremost, and give all praises and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahushai, Ba'Shem Rachel Kodash. Double honors unto the elders, apostles, a great millstone. The elders, a great millstone. And of course, peace and blessings unto the hopeful elect, the sincere servants of Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahushai, serving him in truth and sincerity. Yeah, so but coming back with another lesson through spirit. This lesson will be based off of this article from nationalnews.com. Pretty good news website to check out. They bring out a lot of stuff, to go into. So, the article is entitled "Globalist Organizations Step Up Efforts to Make Digital IDs Mandatory for People to Participate in Society by 2030." Yeah, man, and reading that, what do you think that sounds like? From our elder apostles, a great millstone, and elders on down. Well, of course, we've been teaching this. That very soon is going to come to a point where they're going to mandate something where, hey, if you don't take this, then you won't be a part of it. And ultimately, that's going to be that NWO, that they're preparing. In order to have access to this NWO, you're going to have to take this thing. And by the way, this is going to come with, it's going to come at a cost. So to get into the article, it says the United Nations, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, and partners of the Rockefeller Foundation are launching a campaign to accelerate digital ID, digital payments, and data sharing rollouts in 50 countries under the umbrella of digital public infrastructure. The United Nations Development Program has announced plans to roll out digital IDs worldwide by the year 2030. And they will be mandatory for people who wish to participate in society. Yeah, man. And hey, keep in mind, this is what, Esau's putting. This is what, Esau's expectation, okay, by 2030. It could be well before that. All of it goes back onto where, when Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai wants it. The Lord, the Heavenly Father's name being Yahweh, and the Son's name being Yahushai, according to the ancient Paleo-Hebrew, which is the language of the heavens. And what the Lord spoke while he was on the earth. That's the language of the Israelites. That's the language that the Lord and the angels speak in heaven. They speak Hebrew. So yeah, it says, and they will be mandatory for people who wish to participate in society. Yeah, and it's not going to be just any random type of digital ID. You get a key fob, and then that's your digital ID. Nah, man, they want this digital ID within you, inside of you. And where does this go back to? This goes back, of course, to Revelation chapter 13 and 16. It says, and he caused all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in the right hand or in their foreheads. To read again, it says, Revelation chapter 13 and 16, and he caused all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in the right hand or in their foreheads. Yeah, so it's going to come to the point where Esau being a so-called white man, he's the one who rules the earth. He's the one who rules the earth currently. As we know, he's living in his blessing that Isaac gave him, stemming back from Genesis chapter 27, when Isaac gave Esau his blessing, having the fatness of the earth and the dew of heaven, meaning an abundance of riches and wealth, and obtaining the resources, upon the earth, whether it be oil, gold, just these natural and precious resources. Well, he obtained it all through robbery, through rape, and through murder. That's how he obtained all those things, through blood. As we know, Esau is the physical counterpart of Satan, the so-called white man, the Edomites. It said, and he caused it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in the right hand or in their foreheads. Yeah, that mark, when you get that word from mark within the Greek, it's the Greek word charagma, which means a stamp and imprint a mark, or the mark stamped on the forehead or the right hand as a badge of the followers of the Antichrist. And by the way, the Antichrist is not just one person. The Antichrist is really a spirit that's upon many people. Yeah, you have many Antichrists. Anybody who is against Yahushua and what this Holy Bible says, then you are considered Antichrist. If you're against Yahushua, then you are Antichrist. There's no gray area. There's no middle. If you're not serving the Lord, if you're not for the Lord, then you're for Satan. No matter whether or not you admit it or you don't. So it says, it also says a scratch or etching, a stamp. And by the way, it's not going to be, a stamp, like a postal stamp or whatever, mail stamp. No, this is going to be something, of course, it's going to be something physical, but it's going to be really what it is the RFID implant. As it says a scratch or etching. So what does that mean? That means that it's going to go into your skin. It's going to be etched into your skin. By how? By what? By the way of a needle. That's how you're able to, of course, to etch something into somebody's skin with a needle. And of course, you can look at videos of people receiving an RFID implant within their body. It's, this needle, basically they put into your skin. The RFID implant is as big as a grain of rice, or as small as a grain of rice, to rather put it. And what they put in your skin, and you're able to, let's keep on going, because this is going to be able to, this continuing on, Revelation chapter 13 is going to go into what you're going to be able to do. So it says, verse 17, so keep in mind, it says to receive a mark in the right hand or in the forehead. And getting that word for mark is a Greek word chroma, and we just read the definition, so it's definitely referring to something physical. So it says, verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had a mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. So no man might buy or sell save he that had a mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. So what does that mean? Within society, you won't be able to buy or sell unless you have this mark. Going back to this article, man, that what it said, you won't be able to participate in society unless you have it. Unless you have this digital ID, which we know this digital ID is ultimately going to be the implant, the chip. That's what they want to put in everybody. And what is that going to enable them to do? As we know, they want to do away with cash, and they introduced the credit card, the debit card, these different electronic payments. Why? So that they can track you, or so that they can track you better. They can monitor, Esau wants to have a better control of what goes on. Basically, he wants to have all control, or, he wants to be able to see all transactions. And if you have an implant within you, again, you won't be able to buy or sell. Well, Esau will have full control. He can easily, take away. He's going to be tracking you at every step. He's going to know where you are. As we know, they're setting up these next-gen cell towers, so they have the ability. Me personally, I believe that, they're going to have the ability with these next-gen cell towers. You know what? I can't say that word or else they might take down this video. These 5, gen towers. I believe that these will have the ability to power it. Power that implant within your hand. And as we know, they even said how this thing will be powered just by the heat of your body. So without a doubt, man, without a doubt, we know that this mark is going to grant Esau ultimate control over those who take it. As we know we see how Elon Musk, with his Neuralink, the brain implant, CHIP, he's testing on monkeys currently, and apparently the first human has taken the Neuralink. They're able to run tests, or they're currently running tests, scanning referring to specifically right now the experiment or the experiments on the monkeys and stuff. What they're, if you look at one of those videos with the monkey, or basically the monkey having a neural link within his head. Well, he's playing a game, and then if you within that video, they basically show the computer screen, and this computer screen is picking up a whole bunch of data. Whenever the monkey moves his hand to the left or to the right, well, there's spikes and movements on the computer screen, meaning that it's picking up everything that the monkey is doing. So they're basically showing you, man, what through these different experiments, these animal experiments, the type of power and tracking and monitoring capabilities that they have. So what makes you think that Esau, the so-called white man, he's not going to do that? As we know, he's a devil, man. He deliberately pollutes food. He puts chemicals in food so that you can be addicted to them, like these fast food restaurants. He puts a whole load of chemicals. He goes real deep into studying what makes, basically, what brings out the most dopamine, what chemical or whatever brings out, the most dopamine and makes people want to get more of it. Just that, for example, and you already know they pollute the skies deliberately by, using these different planes, emitting these trails. So, hey, without a doubt, we know that Esau, again, this is the devil that we're speaking about. It says, verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had a mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Yeah, so you won't be able to buy or sell within the society unless you have this mark. So going back to the article, it says, it says the push for digital public infrastructure, or DPI, which includes digital IDs. You see the word VAXX passports and central bank digital currencies is being championed by the globalist World Economic Forum and backed by Bill Gates along with the UN and European Union. In Kenya, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation is pushing further into the realm of digital identification throughout the country's controversial digital ID initiative called Maisha Namba. Yeah, I would have to look more into, the specifics of this, the system. But hey, knowing that they're pushing for digital IDs to be mandatory within society, hey, man, that's enough. Because again, that links back to Revelation chapter 13 and 16. So going in, it says advocates are adamant that the DPI is essential for participation in markets and society, just like we saw with VAXX passports, only a much broader scope. And if successful, DPI will give governments and corporations the power to implement systems of social credit that can determine where and how you can travel, what you are allowed to consume, and how you will be able to transact with your programmable money, said Tim Hinchliffe, editor of the Sociable. Think individual carbon footprints trackers, ultra low emission zones, and CBDC program to restrict less desirable purchases, all of which are being pushed by proponents of the Great Reset. Yeah, man, and again, this article goes more into it. They're saying, it says globalists are using children to push their agenda, and we already heard about how they're basically trying to bring out, basically they were doing a test, asking, I believe they were doing like some type of test or interview to like different people, asking them, if if an RFID implant were to come out and you could put it within your child so that you'll know where he's at all times so you won't ever lose him, would you do it? And yeah, you actually have people who said yes, they would do it. So what, Esau, he's going to try to use every single way that he can in order to push his agenda, to make everybody take this implant. At first, he's going to, he's going to start showing people, or really he's just going to start pushing it, using these celebrities and stuff. And then it's going to be a lot of people, because a lot of people know about Revelation chapter 13. Even the modern day person, hey, everybody knows about Revelation chapter 13 or 16, about the mark of the beast. So what, Esau using these different celebrities to push it, putting these different commercials about the enhanced capabilities you can have with technology if you take it. Esau going to be showcasing hopping out of a Tesla. You can control the car with your hand and do some just crazy stuff, using many signs and wonders. Oh, it can heal the sick. It can heal the blind. It can give, what's it called? Basically, the deaf can hear again. And, hey, they're already doing that. Go ahead and look up, this basically an implant healing the paralyzed. Again, Esau is coming in that Antichrist spirit, just like how Yahushua was doing many miracles and signs and wonders. Esau wants to do it, but he's going to do it by the left-hand side. And really, all of it is just a scheme and ulterior motives behind it. Ultimately, Esau getting mad or full control over those who take it. Okay, so going to real quick. Yeah, it says Revelation chapter 13 and 18. Here's wisdom, let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. Yeah, 666, and that's the number that Esau loves to use, man, within his society, within these different movies, within these different commercials and shows. And if you just look at the elites, the higher ups, the celebrities, they call it the Illuminati, right? You'll see how them people are always holding up that 6 symbol, just making different hand gestures and symbols. Within these different company logos, you'll see that number 666 within each barcode. You have that number 666. So without a doubt, that's Esau's number. And he loves to use it. So going real quick to Mark chapter 13. Yeah, really Esau likes to use that number as a form of witchcraft. As we know, the so-called white men, just the high reps, the elite international bankers, they're all high-level warlocks and witches. Yeah, they put at the forefront as if, spirituality isn't real. But meanwhile, these guys are doing a whole bunch of manner sacrifices, this abducting children, drinking blood, worshiping Satan and these different gods. They literally have a throne set up for the spiritual demon Satan. These are what these guys do behind the scenes, but they don't put that in your face. They want to hide that. And more and more of this is coming out, man. What they put in within these movies, who they worship, within these different songs and music. They're putting these different lyrics to show what they're really about. Hey, just a lot of stuff is coming out, man. So getting real quick, Mark chapter 13 and what was it? Yeah, and what are we doing right now? We're watching us brothers, of course, us men in the Lord, us prophets. So I'm with the elder apostles of Great Millstone, the elders on down, of course, the like-minded brothers who teach and preach the same thing, the same doctrine in sincerity and in truth. What are we commanded to do? It says, Mark chapter 13 and 33, take ye heed, watch and pray. for you know not when the time is. Yeah. And we don't know, of course, when Yahushua will come back, but judging by the times and by what Yahushua said when the disciples asked him, how will the end times look like? Right before it's coming. What? Yahushua gave them the signs, and all those signs are clearly, they clearly show that we are in those times that Yahushua spoke about what will be going on in the end times. Rumors of wars, famines, pestilences, uproars of the people, troubles. Just, we're all currently in those times, man. You read this, different chapters such as 2nd Ezra chapter 15, 2nd Ezra chapter 16. We are clearly in those times, man. And for the things that haven't happened yet, we can see how they're literally on the horizon. It's about to happen soon. But it says what? First, Mark chapter 13 and 33. It says, take ye heed, watch and pray, for you know not when the time is. Yeah, and ultimately, of course, we don't know when Yahushua will come back, but we know that he's real near. We don't say this, okay, we don't know when the time is, so, we just don't know when the time is. It could be, we say this in the sense that this could happen literally at any moment. It can happen tomorrow. It can happen next month. It can happen in a week. That's the sense we say. We just we don't know when the time is. It can happen in the next 50 years. Nah, man, we're not in that spirit, because we know that we are at the end times, and all these things happening, and all these different things happening, man. Just within the world, we clearly see how we are at the end, and this place doesn't have much longer. These different prophecies, such as the implementation of the mark of the beast, World War III, just these wars and uproars of the people, anarchy, America completely falling, and getting in a chaos, anarchy state, or a state of anarchy. We can see how we're clearly at the end, man. This place doesn't have much longer. And what the prophets are prophesying this word, man. A lot of Israelites are waking up. Our people, the so-called Negroes, Native Americans, Latinos, we're waking up. And as we know, once the elect wake up, but guess what? The Lord will bring, things will happen, man. I mean, things are already happening. And even Elder Apostle Dahar said that he believes that the elect have been sealed. And what things are happening. So this is first, yes, we're watching and we're prophesying. When these different articles like this come out, we watch and we're taking heed. Well, of course, we're praying that Yahweh Shem Yahshai keep the spirit on us to endure. And we're bringing out these different articles and bringing out prophecy so that the sheep are fed and, the sheep are aware of what's going on. Ultimately, the sheep being the elect of the nation of Israel. So it says, 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and 4, but ye brethren are not in darkness, that the day shall overtake you as a thief. Yeah, man, and ultimately, the Lord has woken us up out of that darkness, because before we came into the truth, we are in full, complete darkness. And the Lord woke us up. We came back onto the light, which is the truth, this wisdom, knowledge, understanding of the Holy Bible. We came back onto it. We know who we are as a people, our heritage. We know what we're supposed to do. We know what our duties is. Our duty is ultimately to be servants of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. That's what we're set up. That's really, man, that's what us Israelites were created to do, serve the Lord. But it says, but ye brethren are not in darkness, that the day shall overtake you as a thief. Yeah, when Yahushua comes back, he's not going to overtake us as a thief. Why? Because we're watching, we're praying, and we're taking heed to what these scriptures say, what the prophecy says. What the prophets have been prophesying, we take heed of that. So we repent back onto Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Guess what? That day won't overtake you as a thief. We'll be expecting it. But a lot of these people, they won't be expecting Yahushua's return. As the scriptures say, the Lord will come back as a thief in the night. But even these different trials and tribulations that will happen, all hell breaking loose very soon, that's going to overtake a lot of people as a thief. Because as we know, of course, as brothers, we're preparing ourselves through this Holy Spirit. we're preparing ourselves spiritually for these things to come. And really, Yahweh Bashim Yashai is preparing us spiritually for these things to come. So that these things that will happen very soon, they're not going to overtake us as a thief. But a lot of these people out here, they're going to be overtaken as a thief. It says, verse 5 of 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, or 5 and 5, it says, "You are all the children of light and the children of the day. It says, "You are all the children of light and the children of the day. We are not of the night nor darkness. Therefore, let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober." Yeah, be sober-minded, constantly watching, man. Because different things are happening. You have a lot of Jake, they're asleep, they have no idea what's going on. The furthest they know about what's going on within the world is this Diddy situation, for example. Or, this different stupid shit happen. Ryan Garcia, said this and said that. Meanwhile, you have this talks about digital ID being mandatory by 2030, which by 2030 it could be well before that. And we expect it to be well before that. Just different, the different wars happening within the world, man. Just these different laws being passed. Guess what? Or Yahweh, through the mercy of Yahweh Bashmi Al-Shai, the Lord has awoken us up out of that sleep that we were once in, so that we can be in the truth and we'll be aware that these things won't take us unawares, like it's going to take a lot of these jakes unawares. Yeah, it says, verse 7, "For they that sleep, sleep in the night, and they that be drunken are drunken in the night." Yeah, man, and just different stuff happening, like the ship situation that hit the Baltimore Bridge. That happened. What happens next? They throw out distraction, or they throw out Diddy. As we know, these celebrities are really just pawns. Esau be moving chess pieces whenever different events be happening in the world, within America or wherever. He be moving his chess pieces. This thing happened. We don't want the people to be too concerned about this. Let's go ahead and throw this distraction out there. So they throw out something stupid like Diddy, and which, hey man, we already know what's happening, man. But again, with a lot of these distractions that come out, we already know what's happening. The elder apostles, Graham Milson, the elders on down, literally been teaching that. But hey, at the end of the day, as it says in Revelation chapter 3 and 10, it says, "Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth." Yeah, and us keeping the word of the Lord's patience is us enduring and staying within His truth, doing the Lord's will, all the way to the end. Lord's will, and that's what we hope. We hope that the Lord makes us endure unto the end, puts a spear on us and deals with us, so that we're reserved and we endure all the way until the coming of Yahweh Shai. It says, "I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which will come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth." Yeah, and this hour of temptation will be when Esau mandates the mark of the beast. Once it becomes mandatory, then that's going to be the same time, or really that's going to be the hour of temptation. Because think about it, you won't be able to buy or sell. You won't be able to go to a restaurant, buy food, buy water, have a job, pay bills, pay for rent, or pay for your house, whatever you got. Pay your car, or just do whatever, man. That right there is going to be a huge, great temptation. And a lot of people will fold. I mean, think about it. You won't be able to buy any food, buy water. If you have a family, you won't be able to purchase them anything. Hey, a lot of people, man, they're going to fold, and they're going to take it because they love their life too much. But as we know, and those people really lack faith, the majority of our people. There are 2/3 to the 2/3 of our people of the nation of Israel. The scriptures speak about it, 2/3 that the Lord will destroy within America because of their lack of obedience and really because of their wickedness against the Lord's going to destroy them. Zechariah chapter 13 and 8 through 9, there's a 1/3 spoken about, a 1/3 that the Lord will save of the nation of Israel within America. And then there's the 2/3 that the Lord will destroy. The 1/3 the Lord will have mercy upon. And the 1/3 will repent and do what the Lord said to do. But it says, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Again, the Lord's going to keep a spear on us so that, again, the Lord's going to keep us from the hour of temptation and make us resist everything. And as we know, the scriptures say how the Lord will keep his servants, the prophets, fed. Esau doesn't have, the ability to determine whether or not we eat, whether or not we drink, or we have a roof over our heads, shelter, and we're taken care of. Now the Lord controls everything, and the Lord decides all of that. Esau doesn't even control his own society. As we know, the Lord, he's the ultimate director, and he controls everything. Scriptures say in Isaiah chapter 65 how the Lord will keep his servants fed. The scriptures say how the Lord won't forsake his seed. The Lord's not going to forsake his righteous servants. His servants, as we know, of course, were made righteous through the bloody Yahushua. The Lord looks at the elect as blameless through the bloody Yahushua. And through the bloody Yahushua, we're going to be kept from our temptation, for the elect of the nation of Israel. That's what we hope to be a part of. So the Lord is dealing with those after righteousness. So I believe that's the point. As you can see this article, the Lord, is clearly, as you can see, a lot of things are happening. And the Lord's putting his prophets, or the Spirit on his prophets, to constantly bring out, this word, and to watch, and to feed the sheep, and to let the sheep know what's going on. So digital ID, mandatory by 2030, which, again, by 2030 could be well before that. And will it be most likely well before that? As we know, the scriptures say, hasten the day of the Lord. So that's what we expected. That's what we expect. Could be next year. Could be end of this year, next year. That's our hope. So Lord's will, you brothers are the edified. Yahweh Bashim Yahshai, Pashman Kakurash, Brakathum. Shalom.